Welcome again to St Mary's Banbury, where we are sharing with you some of the Contemplative Toolkit exercises which have been produced by Oxford Diocese. These are to help us to calm down in our day, to find some space, and to allow our minds to settle. We're going to be looking today at the technique of noticing, which is very much a spiritual tool which was developed by St Ignatius of Loyola in Spain in the 16th century, using a technique called the examen. And this is about noticing apparently small and insignificant details in life and realizing that they point to a deeper truth. Ignatius was a young man who was a soldier, and he was badly injured in battle in 1521. His leg was very severely damaged by a cannonball. So he was treated for this and was in effect paralyzed for the best part of a year while the bones were reset and healed. And when Ignatius was convalescing, he had access to 2 books only. A book about the life of Christ and a book on the saints. Ignatius noticed that when he spent time reflecting on these spiritual texts, he felt uplifted. He experienced a sense of consolation. But in contrast, when he spent time thinking about more worldly matters, he felt drained and empty and experienced a sense of desolation. So we're going to do an exercise now which uses the fingers of one hand. And as we go through this exercise, I shall invite you to notice times of consolation, occasions which help you to feel energized, alive and full of life. And also, I will invite you to reflect on times of desolation, times when you feel empty, drained, hopeless, lacking in energy, lacking in vitality. So we shall start this exercise by lighting a candle. We light a candle to mark this time as special, as a time set apart, a time when perhaps we might allow ourselves to move closer in our thoughts to God. So I invite you to make yourself comfortable in a chair, perhaps with a cushion behind you. You might want to close your eyes and think about moving into a stilling position, which was what we practiced on the last occasion. So now sit back into your chair. Sit upright, alert but at ease. Think about your feet. Are they flat on the floor? Check your neck, your shoulders. Perhaps draw your shoulders up towards your head. Hold them there. And then release them down. Think about your head being straight up above your neck. And now that you have thought about your posture, think about your breathing. Breathe in slowly, perhaps counting to 3. 1, 2, 3. And then when it feels comfortable to you, breathe out slowly. Again, counting to 3. 1, 2, 3. And as you breathe in, perhaps you might visualize what you hope to receive from this quiet time. And as you breathe out, breathe away, let go of anything which feels heavy or difficult about today. And as you continue to slow down your breathing, open your hand. We're going to start by concentrating on the thumb, and then work through each finger in turn. So you might like to hold your thumb up. A thumbs up denotes something which is good. This might be something that you feel grateful for. Think about where you have been blessed. You might like to turn that thought into a thank you prayer. Thank you, God, for those moments and occasions. And now move to the index or pointing finger. As it points things out, this finger might help you to see where God is in your day. This might help you to look for goodness, to identify the presence of God. As you have withdrawn from the busyness of today, take time to step into this stillness, to feel uplifted, to feel a sense of consolation. Then you might want to move on to your tallest finger, the middle finger, the finger which stands above all the other fingers. You might think now, what has stood out in your day so far? If you rewind this day, you might call to mind the people you have met. Call to mind the situations you have encountered. If you were to write a newspaper headline for today, what would that headline be? What has stood out for you? And as we move on to your fourth finger, to your finger which is sometimes called the ring finger, this is the weakest finger. Perhaps now you might reflect on where you have been at your weakest. Where have you not been at your best today? What might you have done differently? Where have you not lived up to your commitments to yourself or to others, to the world or to God? Where might you have hurt others and failed to notice at the time? You might want to say sorry in your mind. You might want to turn this into a sorry prayer. You might like to ask for God's help to move on from this point of desolation. And finally, we move to the smallest finger, your little finger. The little finger provides balance when writing or holding a cup. Is there something in your life which is out of balance and needs adjusting? Is there a small change you could make to rebalance your life and the world around you? Now you might like to place both your hands back on your lap. And as we come to an end of this noticing exercise, when you are ready, bring yourself back into the space, into the room where you are. You might like to open your eyes, perhaps smile. And as you prepare for the rest of the day and the week ahead, I pray that you have a really good day.